Everyone, and I hope you're all doing well out there, and welcome back to the channel for another Neca 1/12 scale figure unboxing and review. And today we're going to be taking an up-close look at Doug Jones, aka the Pale Man, from the 2006 Guillermo del Toro directed movie Pans Labyrinth. The review will take a slightly different format. There won't be an accessory section today, as there are only a couple of accessories included with this figure. So it'll be a quick look at the box, then it will be out with the figure itself, onto the turntable for a close-up look, and then we'll be wrapping the whole thing up with the usual showcase at the end. Before we get into the box though, some shout-outs and a bit of background. I'd like to say a huge thank you to everyone who has liked, commented and subscribed to the channel. Your support has been phenomenal. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and bell notification icon so you don't miss any of the content we've got coming up, and trust me, there's a lot of it. Some of that we'll list before we move over to the showcase at the end. Now, as viewers to my channel will know, I am a massive Guillermo del Toro fan, and in my opinion, Pan's Labyrinth is his best work. It's the tale of Ophelia, the young stepdaughter of a sadistic military captain in 1944 post-Civil War Spain, who escapes into a fantasy fairy tale world. If you haven't seen the film, I highly recommend you seek it out. But that's enough of my ramblings. On to the box itself. Let's stop it from spinning and have a close-up look. What have we got here? Well, get it closer into shot. This is the usual Neca fare. It's quite a deep box. What you've got on the front here is a really, really nice artist rendition of Pale Man himself. I believe the artist's signature is actually on the edge of this box here. Can't quite make out what it says, but it looks like it's the actual artist's signature itself. But yeah, very, very nicely done. On the sides here, it says Pan's Labyrinth in the lettering from the movie itself. Pale Man. You've got Guillermo del Toro's signature collection here at the bottom, and it says number 2 on there. On the top, we've got Pan's Labyrinth and some warnings, Neca's logo there. It's repeated on the side there. A bit of a dent in this box. It got a little bit damaged in transit, but it is a brand new figure. There's still these seals are still intact on this one. And around the back, we've got a picture of the figure itself, actually in the chair, which is one of the accessories that comes with this figure. And we've also got some other pictures of the other figures that are in this line. I believe there are 6 in total in this particular line. I think there are 2 versions of the Faun, one version of Pale Man, both played by Doug Jones in the film, and then you've got Ophelia here and Santi here. I only have 3 of the 6, but the Faun figure will be coming up for review on the channel pretty soon as well. So yeah, there's the box. Very nice it is too. And in keeping with Neca boxes, it's got a Velcro flap at the front. Open it up, and what you've got inside there is the seated figure itself. And on the left-hand side here is another one of these rather nice artist renditions of the Pale Man himself from the film, with the eyes on his hands. But yeah, very, very nice box, I have to say. Neca's packaging is good at the best of times, but I think they've really, really sort of gone that extra mile with these to give it that premium quality look and to reflect the movie itself and the feel of the movie. So yeah, that's the box. So without further ado, let's break the seals on this guy, get him out onto the turntable and have a look at what he's all about. Okay, so here he is. It's the Pale Man himself, straight out of the box, straight onto the turntable, and first impressions. First impressions are very, very good indeed. The proportions look completely accurate. The coloration looks really good. The paint applications look fantastic. The screen accuracy is almost certainly there. Yeah, it's Neca. What can I say? It's what we come to expect from Neca and their 1/12 scale figures. But we'll have an up-close look at him. Let's stop him from spinning. We'll take a look at the accessories first. There isn't much to go at as far as accessories go, but we'll have a quick look. Let's stop him from spinning first, get him into camera here. What you do get is this 1/12 scale plate. Now, it's very nicely done, all one piece of sculpted plastic. Sort of got this green glossy paint application to it, and what you've got in the center there are, if the camera's picking this up, are 2 eyeballs. Now, Those people who know the film will know exactly what this is all about. As you can see, Pale Man doesn't have any eyes on his head. These actually go into the palms of his hands and are on the table. It might have been nice to see a 1/12 scale table laden with food, but that would have upped the ante on the cost, I think, a little bit. But yeah, it's very nicely sculpted. Yeah, it's there if you're wanting to use it in the display. We'll put the figure to one side and take a look at the actual chair itself before we get into the figure. This is the only other accessory that comes with this figure. Now, I'll just put the turntable to one side and get this into shot so we can see the detailing here. There's some really, really nice detailing on this piece. Now, it's all one piece of sculpted plastic, but the paint applications are absolutely spot on. And the sculpt work here, there's gouges in the wood, there's weathering on the wood, multiple paint applications on there, there's shading in the crevices, there's some what looks like dry brushing on there to give it that weathered look, and it's continued all the way around. The detailing is really, really nice. You've got different patterns on the sides from the front. The legs are really, really well done with those washes in the crevices. The arms of the chair itself have got these what look like carved sections into the wood stroke plastic itself that have been really, really nicely weathered. Bring it round the back, that fantastic pattern on the back, which they didn't really have to do, because at the end of the day, who displays their figures facing backwards? But, you know, it is what it is. And I think the fact that they've actually gone that extra mile and put this detailing on the back is phenomenal. And once again, you've got that weathering in there. The wooden effect on this paint and the sculpture is really, really good. And you've got the washes in the crevices there to make it look aged and highlight the detailing. Just overall, really, really nice piece and exceptionally screen accurate. The cushions in the back and in the seated area are all sculpted plastic. They've got this lovely paint application on there, and once again weathering in those buttons to highlight the texture on there, and just a really, really nice piece and a fantastic accompaniment to the figure. I think I'll be displaying this guy sat down. But yeah, so that's the chair. So we'll put that to one side and we'll bring out the figure itself. Now we'll get him out of the seated position. Now let's get him into camera here so we can have a look at the wonderful detailing on this. Hope the camera's picking up these colours and details. Now, it's an unusual figure, this one. He was quite a horrific figure in the film, quite a scary figure. And he has this sort of, what I can only describe as chicken flesh. And it hangs off in folds, and it is really, really quite unpleasant. But if you actually, we'll start as we normally do with the feet and work our way up. Now, these feet are pegged in, as we normally see with Neca figures. The paint applications, if I can just, let's see if we can alter this lighting so you can see the paint applications on this feet, get them into shot. They are wonderful. There's wrinkles on these feet, they're dirty, there's black sections on the fingernails. There's sort of a purple hint going into this pinky hue of the almost chicken flesh, which is really, really nice to see. And you know, getting this level of detail into a 1/12 scale figure is absolutely phenomenal to see. And they're not uniform either, these feet, so it's not as though they've just been copied. Some of the purpling on here is slightly a deeper purple colour than a deeper purple than on the left foot there. But you can see the bone structure, the folds in the skin, and this is where you get this sort of chicken skin effect. We'll straighten one of these legs out. The hip there is on a what feels like a ball joint. No, it's actually it's on a hinge joint there. The usual knee joint there. And you've got just some fantastic paint applications here. There's purples in there. The sculpt is really, really nice. It's quite unpleasant, but it was meant to be. It was an unpleasant character, and he was meant to be quite frightening. But yeah, you've got these wonderful folds of flesh going up through the stomach area. There's wrinkles. There are lines and all kinds of folds. I believe I don't think it's actually articulated at that point of the waist there. No, there doesn't seem to be much articulation there. There's some at the chest, yeah. Not a vast amount of movement here. It looks like, yeah, that's a ball joint underneath there. I'm assuming there's another one under here. Yeah, so you've got two ball joints connecting this this torso section. So there is some movement in there, but this is a brand new figure, and sometimes Neca figures straight out of the box can be on the stiff side. So yeah, that's the legs. The legs are a little bit on the stiff side as well, but the articulation's good. The shoulder joints, there's a nice amount of movement there, and it looks like there's a double hinged elbow joint there, so you can go right the way up to the head. So it's you can go for the hands facing outwards look that he does in the film with the eyes. But let's take a look at these arms. Yeah. That paint application is continued. It really is. I mean, the level of detail in here is really good, and it's fair to say at this point as well, this kind of figure, because of the nature of these sort of folds of skin that you can see hanging down on both the forearms and underneath the bicep area, really does help cover up these joints. It maybe would have nice to have seen the paint applications on the inside of this double hinged elbow joint having some paint application as well, because then they might have been hidden even more. But overall, yeah, I think it goes a long way to actually to hiding those rather ugly joints that you get in 1/12 scale figures. But yeah, up to the head sculpt. Now that is, to me, that is absolutely 100% spot on. The colours are right, the expression is right, the level of detail, even down to the teeth. The really small teeth that he had, and they've got this sort of dark grey almost. If I can get that right into the camera there, you focus, you might be able to see that those teeth are really, really well done. You've got those sort of two nostrils at the front of the head there. There's no particular sort of purple paint on the head there. The head was pretty much all that sort of creamy white colour in the film. But yeah, the paint applications there are great too, and you've got this sort of saggy, jowly section falling down either side of his face. But yeah, overall, paint applications are phenomenal. Proportions are absolutely spot on. Yeah, just overall, absolutely phenomenal. Even down to the back here, I say you can actually even sort of, when the camera's picking this up, they've sculpted in these sort of little indentations, which give it that chicken skin look, which is really, really nice. So yeah, there you have it. That is Neca's Pale Man from Pan's Labyrinth, and very nice it is too. Worth mentioning at this point as well, what we've got on the, and I'll just get these arms up so you can see, totally screen accurate here. I'll try and get these into camera. Are the two eyeballs in the palms of his hands. Now, those who've seen the film will know what this is all about, because he actually pops those two eyeballs, as mentioned before, from the plate into the palms of his hands. And then let's see if we can't do the pose that everyone associates with this character, which is where he brings his hands up to his face like that, and so he can actually. It's quite a spooky moment in the film. That double hinge there on the shoulder really, really helps. Yeah, it is possible to do that pose. Yeah, that's fantastic. That's most certainly how I'll be displaying him in my collection. I think seated with the hands up to his face like that. So yeah, there you have it. That is Neca's take, 1/12 scale take on Pale Man from Pan's Labyrinth. So yeah, I suppose all it remains for me to say is thank you for watching. I hope this review's been useful. Score out of 10 on this one. That's an interesting one. I'm going to go with an 8 or a 9 on this. Maybe no, I'm actually going to go with a 9. This is. I'm actually trying to think of something that lets it down that's stopping me from giving it a 10. Maybe the articulation could have been perhaps a tad better in this midriff section. Although putting two ball joints in there is a great idea. There doesn't seem to be much movement, and also perhaps the accessories could have been a little bit more frugal. Although the chair obviously is going to take up a lot of the budget there. But yeah, a definite 8 or a 9 for me. This one. So yeah, there you have it. So I suppose all it remains for me to say is thank you for watching. I hope this review has been useful for you. What else have we got coming up on the channel? In the 1/12 scale world, we're going to be taking a look at a whole host of Evil Dead 2 figures. There's some Predator figures, some T2 figures. In the 1/6 scale world, we are going to be venturing back into Hot Toys. Let's get this guy sat down. So we'll put him back in his chair for the time being, so you can have a look at him. Yeah, the 1/6 scale world, Hot Toys, Catwoman. That's coming in soon. That's the 2.0 version. What else? HH Models, Greek Warrior, aka Brad Pitt as Achilles from Troy. That's going to be landing shortly. That's the upgraded version. We've got Pop Toys, Ujo from The Last Samurai, Blitzway's Astro Boy 1.5, which I am really, really looking forward to. There's a lot of stuff on the horizon. So if you haven't already, please hit that like button, hit that bell notification icon so you're not missing anything. And I suppose all it remains for me to say from the Pale Man and myself, take care of yourselves, happy collecting, and it's over to the showcase.